Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Benjamin Zulu Show. Now, have you ever wondered why this thing we call money doesn't have the eyes, doesn't have the mouth, the legs, but it is so emotive and it is the cause of marriage breakups, statistically? You'd realize that people hold different opinions. We have those people who say, my wife and I, we are going to invest together. And others are saying, I'll rather invest in my children or with my parents. Today, Benjamin is going to give you reasons why you need to invest together as a couple. You better watch these. Hey, Benjamin.
Hello. We all know that division is weakness, that unity is strength.
Yes.
We say it every day. We sing it now and then.
Yes.
But when it comes to our marriage, we seem to forget it. We don't see how it will affect. And that will end up stronger or weaker as a family, according to how united we are together. Now, I know the issue. Thank you for reminding them that money is a leading family breaker, not infidelity. Imagine. Money. It is top. Followed in a distant second by infidelity. Distant second. You remember, the top child has 450. The second has 350. That's a what? A distant second. You can be second with only 1 mark below, or you can be second with 100. So money is top with the distant. And the third breaker is about interference by in-laws.
Yeah.
That should tell you something. The leading breaker is money issues. The distant second. The in-laws. What about money? Money has many aspects. We want to pick one today. It has many aspects. Man, if you were to talk about money, you can write books upon books. But we'll be picking an element and we dissect. There can be money about a person who is simply stingy, doesn't give. A person who is not responsible. They buy you a shirt and they want you to pay it. And it's your wife. She works. She brought you a shirt. He brought you a shoe. Was it a gift or transaction? What happened there? I mean, so some people are just, with money, they're stingy. They're not generous. The other people, with money, they are hoard. They hoard money. Yeah. They stack it up, a lot of it, and you will starve to death, struggle when they have it there. They want that security of having it there, and they never use it. Yeah. The other people who, they simply have no money manners. They lend to the wrong people. They get borrowed or they invest in impulse, And there's another problem of money, I told you, that has been strange to many people. They have a person who wastes or borrows, cons people, and takes the money where they don't know. The person is in debts in hundreds of thousands or millions, and nobody knows where they take it. They're not into alcohol. They just look decent. And it's a mystery. Scandal comes up. They borrow me 200,000. Scandal comes up. And they have no discrimination. They con their mothers, con their wives, con their fathers. It's an addiction they can't control. And they can't tell where they take the money. I told you. It's always something to do with gambling. Yeah. Gambling is a bottomless money pit. It sucks a lot of money. So either, there are people also who have secret, family secret, women secret, whatever but it's usually not such huge amounts. You understand? When people have a gambling, it's hundreds of thousands and millions, and you can trace and you can't see anything on their phone, because many of them gamble, computers, casino, whatever, and it's addictive and they can't admit it. It's a very dangerous game. Others play games that look like gambling, but they're not. They're also exciting and they have risk. They can play crypto. There are people who know how to invest well in crypto. But others are coming there because of the risk and the thrill. Let's go online. There's some things you can do with money secretly there, and you're losing, but you're excited. You want to follow up. You found those people playing in town. They want you to follow this card. Yeah. Do they have magic? You follow the card well. And when he leaves, it's not the one. I want the card that has a mark, and it shows you 3. Here they are. And then he will not even move them quickly to do, I just want you to pick the one that has mark. And he repeats for you. Like this, you pick it. When you pick it, I give you the money you've placed twice. So you place 1,000. This is a very simple game. I can follow this card. And it shows you, this one has no mark, this one has no mark, this one has a mark. And then in place, I'm sure it's the one in the middle. Then you just move slowly, like this, like this, like this. And it does not, there's no complication. You know very well, I'm following that card. Now, which one? We pick it, and it's not the one. You know, there are a lot of mind games, and there's superstition, but they did not come here to give people free money. Yeah. Don't believe in free things, my brother. And because they know you'll not be interested, they drop the card far away so that as you pass, you can pick and bring, then they hook you in. People have a lot of things they can do with money, but I wanted to discuss this aspect of money of, number one, Brahma, why are you coming together with this woman? Start there. Mm-hmm. Please. When purpose is not known, abuse is inevitable.
Yeah.
Why are you getting married? Money should answer purpose.
Okay.
My brother. The chaos and killings going on about wealth and properties is because people neglected why they were coming together. Mm-hmm. Money is a tool, a very powerful tool, like a gun. Yeah. But guns are neutral. They don't choose who to shoot and who to protect. It's about who has it, which direction it's facing. Money is like that. It's a sharp sword, depends on who is holding it, how they are holding it. Brahma, I want you to marry for one purpose, to grow together. That's all. If you marry for one purpose, money now becomes a tool for the growth. When you marry a woman in whom you trust, you are honest, you are open, you have same goals. Growing means improving as people, improving in achievements, achieving more, aiming more, expanding more. You are aiming at a family empire, man. You are aiming to give your children a certain lifestyle, to make a certain influence in the world, to change the poor, to rescue the children in the street, for example, take care of the aged, for example, to eliminate cancer, for example, to bring tools for dialysis, for example. You have experienced asthma or attacks or things or lack of school fees. Lack of fees for me is in my heart. Something I want to do in my days. And luckily we share that passion with my wife. And I feel bad when a child who wanted to study, they had the right attitude and the right ability, and there was no school fees. Man, it gives me sleepless nights, man. I would like to simply finance and, man, to just let the child be in school. I suffered that. When I wanted to improve my life, there's no school fees. If I was in politics and I would be urging our leaders, Brahma, me and you, this generation will be the presidents and the ministers soon.
Yeah.
It's not aliens who lead our government, it's us. Stop fearing these leaders. You think they're different from you?
No.
Soon I'll ask them to make education free. The basic education all the way to degree, a child should not be harassed. They should collect taxes better, improve manufacturing, improve infrastructure, make roads available and lighting available, and people will work around the clock. People will become creative what they can sell. Avail internet everywhere in every small town. Make it tarmac, make it power. If you target to do that in 10 years, you can do in this country. Train only. Rwanda did a lot of things in a very short time, and they had a very bad history to work with. There are two solutions. We as individuals, there's what we are coming together to do. And then there's leadership we are aspiring. Brahma, if you come together with a woman primarily to do life together, to journey together, to hold each other, to grow together, to merge your lives and support each other, man. If you come that way, money will never be a problem. Never. Money is not mystery. Money is becoming a problem because of misuse, lack of purpose. Let me repeat that. People have avoided the subject of telling couples how to handle money because they're starting with the money, and that's a problem.
Okay.
Start with purpose. Why are you getting married? People ask me, how do you think, what is the best way to manage money? No, why are you together, first of all? You will manage it according to why you came together. True. Decide early whether your woman has money, whether you have money or not. And I wish all people marry when they are small, but I don't want you to keep small just for purpose of waiting to marry. Because I told you our children will never start zero. I want to put aside a certain amount of money to give the child confidence. Just to call themselves that name and imagine it. You know, just to have a bank account in a name with a property or money worth a name. That's not a lot of money. In USD, that's only 10,000 USD. And I don't think it's a big, for them over there, that's the price of a car. It's an average car, not a very good car. I'm wondering, man, why are you coming together? I'm coming together to create a small haven, a place of happiness, a place where we can blossom to our God-ordained callings. We're coming together to hold each other's hands. For me, marriage is like a friend, you and your friend stumbling together through the muddy paths of life. So what is money? Money is the stuff, the road we are walking with, it's the torch, it's the bag, it's the shoe, it's our provision for the journey. Money is fuel. Never see people fighting over fuel. People are journeying together and they wanted to go. Once the fuel, the car, they're happy. At least this, how far will this fuel take us? When do we top up? Money is merely fuel when you came together for a purpose. Because I'm coming to these maladies that you've heard around. They make you fear the institution of marriage altogether, thinking you'll get killed one day. Thinking somebody will take away your properties. Thinking somebody will swindle away. So, Brahma, why then is there so much chaos? You hear a partner who killed another for their money in court. People are fighting over properties, and, people side with these children, because people came together when they had not determined what they're looking for in a partner. So they married a greedy person, money-oriented person, an insensitive person, a monstrously selfish and a miser. Because, you remember why people get married? Because they got pregnant.
Yeah.
You know why they get? Because there is pressure. Because I need to settle. Because people marry because the years, now according to my age, I need somebody. People are married for all the wrong reasons. That's why the financial aspect is very chaotic. And other men marry thinking he will always be the one with more money. When he marrying, the girl does not have much money.
Yeah.
But one day she gets money, and he has never envisioned how they will handle money together. I told you Brahman is a very simple thing. Check how that girl is managing the little she has, even if it's pocket money. Hey. When you learn to play keyboard, you don't learn all the keys. Just learn the first set. That small set of, it has black and just, that's what is repeated. Or your character will be expanding in proportion. If you are honest, you're frugal with little money, you'll be honest and frugal and prudent and generous and faithful, even when it is much. You know about tithing. If you don't tithe when you have 100, you can't tithe when you have 100 million.
Yeah.
The principle is the same. So, Brahma, if you don't grow together, you will grow apart. How? If you spend time in the same space or in the same institution or union, but you're not planning your things together. And when I say people, the practical managing of money varies through life. The practical of in which account is the money varies according to, are you business person or are you salaried? Which direction? Is it one source or multiple sources? Brahma is not where we are gathering it to divide it. That's not what matters, Brahma. Some people simply share tasks. For now, I think I can. When people are together for a purpose, in fact, there's no tussle. There's no push and pull. They are both eager to do what they can do in that situation. And they don't have to bring it together. There are some who work that way. That's their style. Maybe that's how they saw their parents manage it. They put in the same account, then they work together with ATM or something. That's how they're paying bills. It doesn't matter the practical, the pooling system of bringing together or splitting the duties. Pay that, I pay this, all right? Or splitting, alternating. This month pay, next month I pay. Or, pay fees, I pay this. It's not the practicalities of how we split the money that counts. It's our hearts. Once we are together for a purpose, Brahma, over life, the style will change. We can get another income source that is taking care of all our bills. When we are young, it could be only one of us getting, and we have to be careful. Now we are minimizing our expenditure. Later on, it grows. Later on, this one gets. Later on. It's not how it is coming. It's how we are united towards the purpose and the needs in front of us. And the fact that we have no secret cards to play. Brahma is very important. You don't have secret cards to play. When you have secrets to keep, you never be fully united. All right? So we are saying, the people who ask you then, what if I've noticed that I can't trust this person? We have discussed by saying, you, the Brahmanas who are still looking to marry, make sure you marry a person because of purpose. and you're coming to grow together. So get a person who has all the characters you need to grow together, who values learning, values honesty, values family, who you can be as free with each other like children. We said the other day, true love has become so rare.
Yeah.
The sick love is what's so common. People are accepting it as normal. Quarreling is normal among couples. Going to learn each other is normal. Suspicions are normal. They are not normal. They are not normal. Don't normalize those things. Marry a lady whom you can be free and lie there and sleep, and your wallet is over there. I don't know, you can tell her, take that phone, pay whatever, send that one, this. You meet, decide and determine, brother. Now let's address those who are already married. If you're married and you've had this culture of suspicion, and you've had this culture of avoidance and playing mind games, waiting to see whether you'll have paid. Before I pay, I must make sure. And I hope these women are not coming hiding one hand behind that. We'll use your money, but mine is mine. That's not wife. That's a knife material. You want to come here to cut. Bring everything you have. I bring everything I have. We build together. Are we together? You as a man, there's a privilege you give your woman because she's your queen. There's a facilitation you give her with money to feel confident. You don't take everything she has because you wanted her to feel proud. Or at least, depending on how circumstances are, you always want to make sure you have inserted that element of her having security. Are we together? We said that. There may be a time she's at home because of a baby. You make sure she has money to run her needs. She's not left dry. She's not left embarrassingly coinless. You make sure she has money that she can own to buy this or buy the other small things, depending on family finances and the overall scope. When she's also working over there, and I hope eventually, Bramwell, my prayer is all families will have businesses and investments that can sustain our children and give them a starting place. That we will not live on salaries until we are educating the salaries, we're retiring on salaries. I honestly hope, Bramwell, you and your future woman will think outside the box and get investments. Use your salaries as seed. Go buy a big 100 acres, I don't know where. Put up a school. Build something. Think something that interests you. Put up a structure and rent out to people. The guys who have rented out this building, they are not here. We don't see them every day. But we are paying them every day. They are doing their work because they invested. Now they have a place to stand on. They don't just live on their salaries. And when there's a shake in the job, you don't hear them crying. They're stuck, There's a time there was a strike, I think, with the government, and the salaries of teachers were not paid. I think they were delayed for a month. There was a lot of chaos. What does that tell you? People have been living salary to salary. Yeah. Many people have been so pressed. It's true, Brahman. Sometimes some of these jobs don't pay well. There's a struggle. But wealth and money and freedom don't come just when you're sitting. You have to think outside the box. You have to stretch your mind. It's for those who determine. And I told you, we should not think that's the word, even first word. We have a lot of people who think, who pay paycheck to pay, who live paycheck to paycheck. They hardly have anything to spare. There's an average study that said the American family can hardly pay anything of $500, except they depend on insurance. That is $50,000 a year. Surely, that's almost our situation here. Yeah. It's not very different over there. I told you the difference is in infrastructure, in leadership, and the group that is wealthy is really amassed a lot of wealth. I asked you about YouTube and Facebook and Google. If you just pick a few global institutions and where the money is going, the 20% that is successful is very successful. Yeah. That's what I need here. I just need 20% here. The Joshua Oigaras, I'm sure you've heard of his fame. The genius, the guy who thinks so big ideas. He came up, I was told a funny story that he suggested KCB M-Pesa, collaboration between Safaricom and KCB. He suggested it to the late Bob Colimo on an evening walk. Bram, what do we talk on our evening walk? Contrast. And he suggested, Colimo said that man would give him ideas that would spin his head. No, wait, let me digest that one. He was suggesting a different company. He said this guy is young and a genius. I'm looking for those guys. We and Joshua Garas are in the same league. Are we together? Don't can't wait until you go to banking. Just do your thing well.
Yeah.
That's what the guy is doing. You know, and be serious with your spirituality. The guy is respected for his, you know, they have regiments in Catholic. You hear Opus Dei. You know, they have regiments, groups that identify with a certain value. And for them, that's a root. That's where they are rooted. You know, and they take it very seriously. It gives them values. They can't corrupt. They can't cheat. They commit. It's like they're serving God. You understand?
Yeah.
So, borrow from the guy, apply in your life. We just need a few of those. And I hear KCB M-Pesa, that invention he was suggested to him, produced so much, billions of money. It's an industry changer. An industry changer. He just thought it. Colimo said, when that guy suggests things to you, he's ready for all the questions you're going to shoot. So just shoot them. You can't corner him with an idea he brought. He would have thought all through. And I said, man, I want that. I want that level. The Chris Kirby would envision a city outside the city. You know, put it up, a giant thing. Put it up. I want that, brother. So, if I want that, what kind of woman do I want to marry? Once I describe my vision and she says, exactly, that's what I wanted. Me too. Let's come and build that. Now, Bramwell, do we come together with those dreams and visions? Then we start playing hidden cards. No. So a woman who comes saying your money is our money and mine is my money, that's not a wife material. If she persists to that, if today you are married and that's her attitude, give her two options. Now, I want us to start building together. And we will do what we can with what we have. And I want to start placing my, to be honest, cards on the table, no hiding, no nothing. Sometimes I don't have, as I told you, Brahma, you don't have to give your woman the exact figures up to 0.33 of the money, the balance in the account. No. We are working on same goals. And if you are the one to look for the money now, or she's looking on her side, she can tell you whether she has succeeded on her side, how far have you succeeded on her side, what are you praying about now, what are we focusing on. As long as we are bringing all our money towards the target, that's enough. Tell your woman now, you would like to start, both of you to start building as a family. Don't fear that if you die, when you die, brother. Stop worrying too much about when you die. You will not be here.
Yes.
Don't worry too much. I'm not saying you ignore you have succession and where your property goes to. You can always write the right names in the papers, surely. You can say, so tell her that you want you to get together. People grow, Brahma. You don't have to stay the way you were when you got married. Even if you were suspicious of each other, you can say, let's do better this time. And you discuss it, say, let's start by putting up something. Then you realize you've actually contributed the money and bought the car. Contributed the money, bought the plot. Contributed the money, bought this. So we can do it. Let's do a bigger one. Let's do a bigger one. We can always put the family name. Many families register a company, then the company is on holding those assets. So that company, it contains the names of the children or the parents and all that. So those things we do for practical security, so that in case by bad luck I'm taken out, some in-laws don't come and flash out my wife, and then my children are left. You understand? So some of those registration, we do them with thinking of future in mind. All right? So if today you and your wife, for example, have assets differently, remember you are growing this way. This way. You have your assets, they have their assets. It's like now, who will pay for the children? Oh, no. Then in between, there's no unity. Bramwell, you want to utilize the synergy. So tell her, for me, I want to give you two options. Let us come together. But if it is, let us just try. If it doesn't work, no problem. Because we still love our marriage, we still want to it. We can continue building as we are building. But for me, I want us to try. So don't force it, but suggest it. That's always the solution. If you're married and you like the marriage is enough, it's worthy enough to work on, but you have not been together financially because of the history maybe, because of some things. Or did I tell you that people get influenced by the company they join?
Yeah.
Brahma, you can marry a girl with whom you're so open with. But then she starts keeping company of women who believe in suspicion. They don't believe men. They tell you stories of how women have been swindled until they terrify you. And if she listens to them enough, she transfers that energy. She starts suspecting you. You see her changing and you're wondering what changed. Oh, you remember she changed her job station to another place. There are these girls she keeps mentioning. They used to mean she keeps... When you do a little bit of background check, you realize all those women are not united with their husbands. They may be married, but they do things secretly or separately, or they married people they can't trust, and they transfer that worldview to your woman. She may be unconscious of it, because some of those women are her seniors, and they act like they're experienced. They gave her the promotion. Be very careful with the people who give you promotion. Brahman, a guy today can hold your hand and make you climb very quickly in your job. They open doors for you. Okay. and open, make you advance quickly. You will have a lot of respect for them. Now, so that when they ask you to accompany them for a lunch somewhere, they have their seniors, you go take notes for them, you will not refuse.
Yes.
You end up being in company with guys who are trashing marriage, trashing women, trashing this, trashing, and you hear it, hear it, hear it. It is your choice if you're wise to say, this energy is not me, I don't want this. Disconnect, distance yourself. Don't take in. But if you're not wise, Bramwell, you start taking in, you start absorbing that, observing it, it affects you, you start changing against your family simply because you got in the wrong company. Or groups of friends, or groups of people talking, they always have a direction they are going. So the direction of the group you joined is not good for your family, and you have not realized it. Bramwell, let me warn you. Throughout this life, you keep meeting different people home. You share something in life, you're working together, you're going to the same church. There's a place you meet. They carry a certain mindset. And if it is 2 or 3 of them, and maybe you have a history with them, you went to the same high school. There's a time you fought through life together. You helped each other to get married. You helped each other to get a job. You used to have circles. You bought plots together. You built like neighbors. And then along the way, they change. Themselves, they shift. They go to that life of philandering and sleeping with whoever and enjoying life. And then you don't realize this has changed and it's time for me to shift. Your family can get shattered. You can lose everything because of that influence. Now, so here's the conclusion. Once you realize you like to build together, and I probably don't have time to tell you why we need to build together. Lasting wealth is not owned by individuals. Lasting wealth is owned by families. Bramwell, the wealth that will be here 200 from you today will not be Bramwell's properties. It will be the Opio properties. Look at the Chandarias, the Kirubis. How are they building their wealth? On the family. Are we together? Were they afraid? What if she runs away? What if? What if? Some encounter divorces, others this, but the family empire still stands. I want you to believe and sell the idea to your partner that I would like us to have a kind of empire that we can pass on. If I own it on my own, once I die, it will be scattered. It will be divided. This one to my sister, the other one to my child, the other one to my... And that's all. But if it is family, it simply continues in succession. Look at Indians who have reigned the same empire for 500 years. They have dealt with shoes or mabati or buttons or leather hundreds of years. What if it was an individual? It would not be here. Bramwell, I want the enterprise I start with my family to continue and give them security, give them job, give them power, give them, financial strength for years to come. Can I build it on myself then? No. Sell the idea to your partner that you want something that will last and you want to start a family empire. Register family companies, family properties, register things that will, and for that to happen, you must start building together. How? Trust each other, do things jointly, put family names. But if you know this person is influenceable by other people who are selfish, you are wise. We are not saying be reckless. You may have known this person's character because you trusted them and they mishandled it. Don't go back to wasting. If you still find the marriage is worthy, you can also partner with your children. Family empires have been included. Sometimes they parent children with one parent out because they could not cooperate. Sometimes take your attention then to the children, build them. You want something that will last and be successive. All right? So the family empire, make it your goal. Family business, family holdings. That's the wealth that will provide security for your retirement, for your children's retirement, for their children's retirement, for their grandchildren. Family wealth, not individual wealth. Yes.
All right, family wealth. And for me to actualize that, Benjamin, we need to work together as a team.
Yes.
You'd realize that purpose, we have answered the question, why are we getting married?
Yes.
That was the first question you told us to ask. Benjamin, we have answered this question from the beginning. As the two people with the intention of making a marriage work. But you'd realize again, Benjamin, that whenever a bad thing happens to a good person, this good person will not stop doing whatever they're supposed to do. They will do whatever they're supposed to do while exercising caution.
Yes.
Now, this is where caution comes in. For them and for some, caution means investing separately. For them, that is how they exercise their caution. What do you say about that?
If a person betrayed your trust, the solution are always to give them a chance to improve. You can now invest in a small way to say that if they have promised that they have learned and they won't do that again, you give them a second chance, investing the caution with them. You can also invest still by the side. When you finally realize this person has woken up, they are now a different person. And probably whenever there are children or you are two of you, it's family, you can always put assets in a family name, in a family company where you also are signatory. Are we together? We have many legal ways of, not just to hold like this, and you're hiding. And remember, primarily, where you Jesus said where your money goes, that's where your heart is. If a person does not have your money or permission about your money, do they have your heart?
No.
Following that sequence. And the note you say there before that, whenever we are excited about a win or something in our life, every little thing, we had mentioned about it with them. Now we want to update them, how it has turned out, how this has happened. If you are hiding your investments, what kind of conversations will you be talking? Do you notice? Because where your money is going, there's a lot of energy and mindset and thoughts there. You have discussed with a friend, they brought this idea, then you shaped it, you went into it. If you are doing that without the knowledge of your woman, there'll be a lot of silence. There'll be no flow with your woman. So the reason you need to still trust your woman and give her another chance if she had missed the first time is because you want this freeness and the connectivity to continue. If you pull out and start investing by the side, it means you have to keep that a secret. The papers, the certificates, the phone calls, the updates. How will you usually keep an investment a secret? Yes.
All right. And some are holding of the opinion, instead of investing with my wife, instead of investing with my husband, I rather invest in the children. What do you say about that?
If we are agreed and we have said let's work on the children, that's okay. But if you're investing in the children with the idea that I can't trust you or rather work with, now you have set them against me. You're using the children to cause a split. You see that? Because if we say, I think we can simply register the children when it's the children is still us. If it's upon agreement, that's okay. But because you are doing it rather than make sure you are aware that you are causing more split, more distance. But if the person is already distant, and I told you should not stay in those kind of marriages, they have no point. When there's no trust, there's no point. You can't move together. Stop staying together to waste your time. It will eat you up. So many of the times I came to realize that when you realize you're using the children to replace the person, it's because maybe they have betrayed you over and over and you can't trust them. If you have to do that, do it. But always remember, if you do that when there was harmony, you are likely to bring a split. Make sure you're doing that because the person has given you no choice. Yes.
Whoever is holding money money is never the problem.
You're right.
Whoever is holding the money is always the problem.
Yes.
Benjamin, oftentimes we always point at the person, but the element we forget is the attitude we've developed towards money. That is the biggest problem, Benjamin. How do you deal with that?
Yeah, if you grew in a struggle, I told you a guy who was being quarreled by buying too many tissue papers. If he buys a pack of 10 tissue papers or 4, that's a struggle. The woman wanted only one. And he's using his own, he's working. He works, he brings the shopping at home. But she wanted small bits. And I've seen people like that buying one onion. They need onion almost every day, but they're buying one. And the child is running, coming with
one onion.
And when I look at them, both of them are working, earning. I can see this one is reliving their childhood experience when there was no money in the village.
Yeah.
And you're being sent a quarter of salt. You know, salt can be divided. My man. Hey. Sugar. There's a measure of sugar called eighth. Half of a quarter. Now, let me not give you too much details about. And there's a place they measure tea leaves with a small spoon. You buy 5 shillings. Man. You know, so a person may be very fearful about investing or spending or, doing shoppings because they came from a place of that kind of fear. Maybe they saw their father or their mother waste all the money and they started to struggle. So that trauma of falling from grace to grass, they have still not healed from it. They need healing. Otherwise, they remain bound. I told you some of the traumas we experience are not loud. When you're seated, you don't look like you have a problem. I told you that people can't sit when they have money in their account.
Yeah.
They've never seen money. When they see it, they lose their sanity. We'll come to that, and I'll tell you many of them is simply because they lacked the discipline, self-control. They lacked vision and dream and mental stability and vision. Money brings a lot of options. If you do not know what you wanted with it, when it comes to disorganize you. So if you notice a person as impulsive, unconscious, they lose it about money and they become irritable, quarreling, moody because of a decision that surely has no risks. Get them for therapy, get them to discuss, get them to see where this is coming from. And probably as long as we are married and we want to work together, we must address the issue. Even if you keep quiet, I will come and talk there. So I think you're overreacting over something I did. I bought that thing and I know we'll get more money. Oh no, you should have done this. Don't do. I know you're afraid that we may not pay rent, but I'll pay it. Don't worry. We'll pay it. We needed this and we need to purchase it. It's okay, I understand you. But please, we need to be doing some of these things to keep on moving. Yes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Always remember what Benjamin has said, that individual wealth doesn't last, but family wealth do last. Which one do you want? You make a choice. Thank you for watching the Benjamin Zulu Show. Till next time.